3, 2...
It already recorded, didn't it?
What?
It's already recording, right?
Yeah, I'm just saying, fucking let me do it. This is all going to get cut out. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Oh! Ken, shut up. This is how it's done. This is how they do it. 3, 2. You ready? Okay. 3, 2, 1. Hello, I'm Josh Richmond.
We're supposed to say full names.
We don't have to say our full names. We can. 3, 2, 1. Hello, I'm Josh.
And I'm Ken.
And welcome to Ken and Josh Go to the Movies.
Today we'll be reviewing Hard Boiled, John Woo's 1992 action thriller starring Chow Yun-fat and Tony Leung.
That's right, Ken. In the film, Chow Yun-fat plays a cop named Tequila, charged with going after arms runners in the Triad organization, especially a high-rising triad named Tony, and also named Alan, and played by Tony Leung. At first, they're enemies, but then, when they get together, sparks fly. At first, they think they're enemies, but once Tequila realizes Tony is a cop, they track down the triads together at their secret base in the basement of a hospital. So, Ken, what did you think about Hard Boiled?
I liked it. I thought it was a cool movie. I thought it was a good action movie, but I didn't think it was a good movie, if that makes sense. It's exciting, it's funny, but it's kind of repetitive. It's not that well made, I don't think.
Yeah, I got that too.
Yeah. He seems like John Woo wasn't quite up to standard yet, I guess you could say.
Though, at this point, he'd been making movies for 25 years.
Yeah, maybe it was the budget, though.
Could be.
Because he only had about $4 million to make that movie. It could kind of show at times.
That's absolutely true.
So, Josh, what'd you think of the movie?
Well, Ken, I had mixed feelings. I mean, it started out a little bit slow. Some of the dialogue definitely did not translate from the Chinese. They were trying to do a lot of American-style, wisecracking cop dialogue stuff that really just sounded pretty cheesy. The slow-motion stuff, way overused.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And it was slow pacing at times, and there was a lot of stuff to make fun of. There were funny moments, but it was always clearly accidentally funny moments.
Mm-hmm.
Especially a room full of babies in the hospital that had no mothers apparently there. It was just babies. And the action kept stopping to try to save all these babies.
I thought it was a good movie that could have been trimmed by about a half hour. And I think that baby subplot's what needed to go.
Yeah.
I don't think it fit in. I think it was there to keep that girl in the story somehow.
Right. There was the Chow Yun-fat's girlfriend was a very tacked-on story. Mm-hmm. No realistic dialogue there at all.
No.
And they're literally dropping babies out of a window to try to save.
It's kind of entertaining, you have to admit, to see people jumping out windows with babies.
Okay. So, also, did you understand any of the plot in particular?
Yeah, it's basically just like guns aren't legal there, and they're trafficking guns in, and so there's an undercover cop trying to stop that.
Right.
And Chow Yun-fat gets mixed in, also trying to stop it.
It's true. It's a convention that's been used a lot in recent movies, such as The Departed, and John Woo was actually one of the first people to use that good cop, bad cop coming together and we're actually two sides of the same coin.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Mm.
He was kind of the originator.
Really? What about Lethal Weapon?
When was Lethal Weapon?
86, 88, 84, somewhere in there.
Okay.
It's definitely before this. You could see a lot of influence from that and Die Hard in this movie.
Yeah, John Woo learned a lot from American action movies.
Mm-hmm.
But let me say what I really liked about this movie, which is that the action is absolutely fantastic. Nobody does action anywhere near John Woo. I'm a huge fan of his American action movies, Face Off, Mission Impossible 2, and Hard Boiled had a lot of the same, tropes. You've got the birds flying around in the background for no reason. You've got the constant bullets, all sorts of guns, a grenade launcher at one point. Everything is exploding, but it's not just pyrotechnics.
I was never a fan of any of his movies so far that I've seen, but I've only seen his American movies until now, and I like this a lot better than those ones, but I thought the action was so over the top. That's what made it entertaining.
Right.
It wasn't a good action movie. It was a just over the top action movie.
But it's not just that it's over the top action. It's action for a reason. It's not like Bad Boys 2 where it's just things blowing up. It's you really do feel these characters, and you feel like they're getting something from the act. They're like, they're expressing themselves through the action. It's a very expressive, emotional kind of action. If that makes any sense.
Not really.
It makes sense to me.
That's all that matters.
And the two main performances were great. Tony Leung in particular was fantastic.
I agree. He was my favorite part of the movie.
Absolutely.
I didn't realize he was going to turn out to be a good guy in the end.
No, it was pretty surprising performance and well pulled off.
Yeah. I also was kind of impressed to see that's where the ending of Die Hard 4 came from.
Yeah. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
So Ken, what did you give this movie?
Well, Josh, I gave this movie 3 crying babies out of 4.
Pretty good. On my part, I gave it 2 exploding babies and a thumbs up.
Sounds like we pretty much agreed on this movie.
Pretty much agreed. Good movie, not great,
Not
but
as
definitely
good as
entertaining.
Could have been, but better than I was expecting from John Woo.
And not quite as good as the John Woo films that I'm a fan of. No Face Off, but pretty good.
It's better than Face Off.
So, thanks for tuning in to our first ever movie review. I'm Josh.
I'm Ken.
This is Ken and Josh Go to the Movies.